Hi, everybody. I hope you guys are all having an absolutely wonderful week. Um, this this reading's going to be quite different. One of my subscribers reached out and asked if I would possibly look into doing a reading for Sebastian Rogers. Um, when I read that under one of my posts, something just caught my eye about it. I felt led to and think about doing this. Hadn't made my decision yet. Went in, took, you can kind of see, I took minimal notes because I know, call it naive, but I try my best to stay away from the news, things like that. Being a strong empath, it creates havoc in me. But I went online. I got some basic information because I didn't know who Sebastian Rogers was. So I'm going to give just a tiny bit of background here. Sebastian Rogers was a 14-year-old teenager with autism. He lived with his mom and his stepdad. His biological dad was in his life and shared custody with the mom. But he was last seen, well, at this point, I need to show you guys something, okay? You can see when I first wrote this down, I wrote down the wrong day of the month. I wrote down February 25th, 2024. I don't know why I did that at the time, but that's going to become very important, okay? Like I said, this is going to be a very different reading. This is my third attempt, believe it or not, guys. Because this one's really hard. Really hard. Now, stepdad was out of town on a business trip. Okay? Mom was the only one at home, and she stated to the police that around 10 p.m. that night, she heard this loud thump coming from Sebastian's room. She said she called out, said, "You okay?" And he answered yes. Okay? Now, she said she got up the next day and went to go get him up, and he wasn't there. He wasn't in his bed. She told the police that he left behind his shoes by the front door, his phone was in the kitchen, and his Nintendo Switch. He left that. All right. So, I've caught you up on exactly, this is the only information I wrote down. All right. Like I said, this is my third attempt. Now, I connected with Sebastian, and I want you guys to remember that he's autistic, okay? And if you're wondering why I barely have any cards out, there's a reason for that. One, he's talking directly into my head with like only a few syllables like only a few words at a time. And he shows me pictures. And that's what he's comfortable with. The reason this is really hard right now is I'm, in a way, he's reliving this with me. And the anxiety levels that he's filling me with is, I've had to stop a couple of times, honey. Honey, I just called you honey. I just came from my my family's, and I call my daughter honey. And I'm having severe nausea. At first, I didn't know why. Okay, so I've caught you up. This is the only information I have. All right, let's get into this, guys. And this is going to be hard, okay? It really is. This is going to be hard. He was an incredibly sweet young man, okay? Okay. I pulled this card, and all I got out to him was what happened. And he flashed me this picture. At first, I didn't realize what it was. Now, one thing you got to know about Sebastian is, and I think it's his autism, things, he's been telling me things out of order. But I think I've got it all down pat here. First picture he showed me was a man coming to the home, and I knew that man hadn't done anything to him. That man came to their home and picked him up. Okay? Sebastian had already passed away. So he didn't walk out of his home. Sorry. This is... I hope you guys are gonna have patience with me, because I know exactly what happened to him. And... oh, okay, I'm gonna get through it this time. So, that man, I said, who's that man that came and picked you up? I knew Sebastian had already passed away, because Sebastian's showing me at, like, it's kind of hard for me to show you guys, but kind of looking down at the man. As if Sebastian's higher than him. So, I was like, okay. I was like, did your mom have something to do with this? And all I heard was a yes, like that. Sorry, guys. It's hard for me because I don't talk a lot about my personal life, but what I can tell you is I have a son that has some disabilities. So I can't imagine anybody doing this to him. I was like, okay, what did she do? And at that point, my front of my forehead, the pain is just something horrible, and that's when the nausea started. He knew this was coming. It was over quickly, thank goodness. He was hit in his front right forehead, right above the eye, with something heavy and hard. And he was hit multiple times. Please be patient, guys. This is why this has taken me a lot. Okay, so at that point, I happened to look over at the date. The mom told police that she last saw him on the 26th. It's a lie. Sebastian passed away on the 25th. But she called this man, told him what she had done, and asked him to come and help her. They said the 26th because then they could take him out of the house and clean up whatever they needed to clean up before the police were called to say he was missing. Oh, give me a second here, guys. I said, "Where are you?" I don't know why this is just getting to me so badly right now. The man took him. I believe the man had a truck. Put him in the truck and drove. Not in town, but out of town. I know people are going to be so impatient with me right now, but it's taken me everything in me to get through this right now. He drove for quite some time. That's one of the reasons that the date's wrong. The man drove for quite a long time to an isolated area. Went deep, deep into the woods. I feel like the man had been there before. I don't know if it was hunting. And buried him. It took this man quite some time because he buried him very deep. This stands for the mom. This stands for the man. this under the cover of night. Beneath, this is the card, says beneath. Because he's buried. This very beautiful, sweet card. If anybody's ever watched my videos, they'll know what the butterflies mean. That always signifies passing. I asked him who was the man that came and picked you up and took you. I got one word: family. He showed me a quick picture. But what was weird about that picture was it was so fast. And I could have swore there was somebody else there with him. But I don't know that for sure. The man is not old. Medium brown hair. Shorter hair above the ears. I'm horrible at guessing ages, but I want to say very late 30s, early 40s. I could be totally wrong about that, but the man had a short-sleeved plaid button-down shirt on. The type of plaid that's mostly like, you know, the white or the ivory with very thin lines of color. And I think it was blue with some tans, tucked into some medium colored jeans with a brown belt. Oh man. Sebastian doesn't know where he is. And I actually connected with him twice just to see. One was last night for very pretty brief. And then right now I'm connected to him as I'm doing this reading. I don't think he knows where he is because, one, he doesn't give me a sense of, like, he knows, like, how far they drove, or, I know I'm not explaining this well. I just think it's his autism, guys. Now, the little bit about the stepdad. Where I got this, right? Which was I tried to get my information from a good reference, right? And it was from a bigger news outlet online. Some people have doubts about the stepdad. I believe he was 3 hours away. And I'm just wondering, And the reason I'm wondering this is because of what he said. By the way, I asked him, was this your dad? Like, biological dad? And I just heard a no. And when he said family, I'm just wondering, guys. People speculate that he had the stepdad had time to come back and leave again. Guys, I mean, unless somebody talks, which at this point I doubt anybody will, because there's several people involved here that are keeping each other's secrets. So, his mom did this. And a man came, she called this man, and he came and helped her take him and bury him. All right, guys, like I said, this was going to be a very different one. And what I'm going to ask, guys, is I'm always a little leery about doing this type of thing because I'm just going to ask you guys, don't contact the family. Don't do that. The mom and the stepdad moved from that home, they said, because of threats they were getting. All right, guys. I tried asking Sebastian some more questions, and he doesn't want to talk anymore, which I don't blame him. This is, I'm sensing that this is overwhelming for him. It's like, because he's reliving this along with me, because I relived it with him. So I won't say that I will. I'm always open to suggestions for cases that are unsolved or anything along those lines. I won't be able to do them all. I'll do my research if I'm led. Like, I felt just pulled to do this. And I know why. Because I just needed to help him so that people will know what happened to him. And that's my goal. So that's why I'm asking, don't harass the family. Don't try to contact them. I don't do it for those reasons. I did it for Sebastian, so that, because he has a right, people have a right to know what happened to him. His life meant something. And it should have never happened. Especially because he loved his mom. All right, guys, like I said, this was going to be very different. Sorry, it was very hard for me because I have a son that was, from birth, had some serious issues. So, all right. Thank you guys for putting up with me. For me, it took me a few tries here to get this out. But I just hope I've done Sebastian a good job for telling his story. Okay? All right, guys. Have a good night.